Hello there. Oh my goodness. Hey, it is so nice to finally meet you in person. You're not as green as you look in your ID photo. Have you had something done? Cattails will do it every time, I'm telling you. Of course, yeah, I know everybody around here is just having a bumper crop of cattails this year. Just a second. I've got a group coming in for the second quarter. They're going to Venus. Oh, everybody's going to Venus. Are you not? Where are you thinking about going? Oh, I mean, nobody goes there this time of year. The meteors are horrible. You can't do that. Not unless you have Twizzlers. Now, if you're willing to invest in the Twizzler shield, you might be able to do it. But it's really expensive. And I'm not saying that you can't afford it, but I mean, most people can't. So, from what I remember, hold on a second. Let me back up just a minute. I'm going to need your ID number. 0. You're not old enough to have a 0. Let's back up. Are you sure about that? No, see that? Look, that's one number too many. No, I didn't type it in wrong. You gave it to me wrong. I'm not saying you don't know your ID number, but I'm just saying I think that 0 is out of place, and you are incorrect. Let's try that one more time. Can you just give me your ID number? Oh, see, there you are. I knew I got it right. I'm always right. You're definitely not as green. Yeah, your horn's coming in great. How do you get it to look like that? Wow. I'm impressed. So you don't even go to a salon or anything. Wow, you did that all with drugstore products? My goodness. You need to do an infomercial or something. That's fabulous. All right. I'm trying to look over the information I have for you here. Now, can you confirm your address for me? Rings of Saturn. Oh, I don't have Rings of Saturn. No, I have Big Dipper. It's not Big Dipper. Oh, you transferred from there. Well, let me remove that because that's what we have on our file. So now you were the Rings of Saturn. All right. Which quadrant? I know that's what it means. Just give me the number. 35E. Northern or Southern Hemisphere? That's where all the good people are anyway. Well, you know how those Southerners are. Oh, God, please don't get me started. Nobody decent lives there. All right. And your phone number, please. There are no letters in the phone number. Just, okay. Don't try to get all special with me. Stop using letters for your phone number. It's not 1948. Okay. Because see, we didn't have one for you. So, all right. So you're looking to book 2 separate trips, is that right? And you're not looking to do like back-to-back, like, you know, because of course when we do Mars, they have to do back-to-back. Don't I need you to ask you to remove the tentacle. I know you might not have meant to stretch it that far, but remove the tentacle from that shelf. That's very precious stuff over there. If you knock over that vial, we will all turn into chameleons, so don't touch it. I'm still recovering from the last time somebody knocked it over. If you're not looking to go to Mars, we don't have to stagger the trips. We don't have to have them back to back. We can actually do the separate trips. Now, are you prepared to pay the deposits today for both trips or just one? It depends on what we're doing. Okay. Well, the deposits, of course, can vary quite a bit depending on the depth of experience you expect to have on your trip. Now, if we're just talking about a trip up to the Big Rock Candy Mountain, now that deposit is only going to be maybe $3,000. You know, if you get on to, no, I've never been there myself, but again, I mean, it takes 47 Pez dispensers, and I have no, with little ones, it's impossible to save up that many. I can't do it. I'm not looking to do that. Don't let me put ideas in your head. Now, if you already know what you're looking for, just I'm all ears. Literally, when the moon is full, I am all ears. It's not tonight, so it's just figure of speech for now. Okay. I don't want to hurt your feelings, but like that trip is kind of passé. Like nobody goes there anymore. Like, you know, nobody goes there like for real. You know, it's so touristy now. You know, it's so inauthentic. No one goes down there anymore. Okay. You have to have a tour guide. No, they don't even allow it anymore. You can't simply walk into Mordor. Now, I know maybe a few years ago you could. But look here, let me show you something. Let me turn my screen. I want you to see this. Look. Let me bend your... I'm just going to grab your eyeball and turn it a little bit. Look right there. Look at that. Do you see that? It is just lined with kitschy, touristy looking shops. It's so commercialized now that nobody goes there anymore. Look, let's not worry about that. I got a better idea for you. Look here. Let me show you what we can do. Look at that. The Magic Crystal Falls. That's where everyone likes to go now. But it's great because it's so expansive that you could have thousands of people there and it still feels like you're on your own little private planet. Because you literally kind of are. You can shift from one dimension to another if you purchase the Dimension Guide. Then we have different Dimension Guides available. And if you book early, now are you thinking about doing this next year? Okay, if you want to do the Crystal Falls next year, I can get you some special guides and accommodations at the Crystal Falls. Do you think you might be interested in that? I know, look at this picture here. Look at that. Look, that's real spaghetti right there. Yeah, I know, it's always fresh. Yeah, oh, and here's the marinara right there. Nope, that's a gumdrop. Hold on. There's one of the horses. Yeah. Nope, you can't ride those. Look, there's one that you can ride right there. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, it was fabulous. The deposit for that, if you pay now, if you do it now, I think it's you're from Rings of Saturn. For you, we have different rates for people because we have some extra dock fees for you guys. But I can get a special price for you today. Oops. How many warthogs are you bringing? 7. Okay, you've got 7 warthogs. Hold on a second now. Are they full grown? No, it's not. It's negligible. Don't worry about that. No, bringing newborn warthogs won't really help you much. There's no weight restriction, so don't worry about that. Are any of them more than 82 inches in girth? Just a rough estimate. Maybe 1. I'm going to put 1 just in case. All right. How about precipitation? Any issues with that? All right. We'll bring 3 belts and we can deal with that. There's your deposit. Look at that. Just $1,800. That's not bad. It's really not. It's a super bargain when you look at everything you're going to get. And today, if you book with me today, you're going to get this. And this is going to be so fabulous for your accommodations there, depending on what you get. Of course, you can use this for any accommodation. It is it's like a plastic sign. It's like a door decoration, and it already has 2 adhesive strips on the back. And this is done in green glitter. I harvested this myself. Yeah, I raised those lizards and then I did the scraping and I made this. I make these in my spare time. And it says, "Welcome to Paradise," because that's totally what it's going to be for you. Yeah, I would recommend working on that green a little bit, because once you hit the ultraviolet there, it's probably going to cause some issues. And no amount of warthogs is going to fix that. So, but this will be for you today if you choose to book with me today. You get a sign. Isn't it beautiful? Yeah. Looks like my Uncle Harold, but don't tell him I said that. Now we have some options. If you book ahead, like I said, we have options as far as transportation and accommodations. I want to go over those with you because I'm so excited about all the different things that you can do. You can really customize your vacation in ways that were just impossible a few eons ago. And I remember because I'm super old and I was alive back then. All right, I'm going to show you my highly detailed, expensive brochures. Now, you can't keep these because if you handle them very long, you will burst into flames. Now, your first option, and this is not included in your package, you can pay extra to have a knight deliver you to the Crystal Falls on his mighty steed. See there? The only problem is the only night I'm going to have available during spring break next year is Frank. And Frank sometimes accidentally gooses people with that jousting stick of his. He doesn't do it on purpose. I have removed the spear tip so it's not going to like impale you or anything, but it could be a little embarrassing. And sometimes the photographer gets pictures and they get posted and but I can give you Frank. Now that's going to be an extra $500. He does deliver very quickly. He can get you there nice and fast. He does travel. He does travel across plains very well. He is very accomplished. No, see, that's a rumor that got started about him a few years ago, and it's very unfortunate. That fire truck was probably going to. Now, that fire truck was headed off the cliff anyway. He tried his best. You cannot blame him for that. The baseball game had nothing to do with it. If you're not interested in Frank, I do have the option of a winged horse. I guess you could call it that. This one's name is Myrtle. She doesn't like to be called other stuff. If you call her other stuff, she tries to bite your face off. I did have one client who actually lost one of their noses. Call her Myrtle. Don't call her anything else. All right. And see, here's one of the clients here, one of my happy clients, taking Myrtle. Now, there is no guide. So if you choose Myrtle, you're on your own. But now you look like a very independent person. Like that would not bother you at all. I believe you did lead a siege or two in your time. You look a little war-torn. I don't mean that in a bad way. You do look a little worse for wear, but in a good way. Like in a seasoned, accomplished way. You look rough, but it's a good rough. So you wouldn't have a problem with just taking Myrtle interdimensionally. There is a wormhole. There's a couple of time jumps, but she's very good. She's very agile. She has a remarkable sense of balance. Myrtle is only $250 because you don't get a guide with her. And most of the time she makes it back. Let's keep this as an option. Now, you do have Lance. And this woman back here looks incredibly bored because Lance only knows how to talk about himself. And that might not necessarily be a bad thing. The only problem is the only thing that Lance can talk about is his cuticle management. He can talk literally for hours about good cuticle management. I once chewed off my own leg just to get away from him. Fortunately, I had 3 more, but I did. It's like gnawing your way out of a trap. But after a while, cuticles just, you can't even with him. So, but he will get you there. I mean, he has a lovely unicorn, as you can see here. No, he comes with the unicorn, I'm afraid. Yeah, you can't just hop on the unicorn and ride off because he will cry, and he's one of those really loud, ugly criers. When they cry, it makes you really uncomfortable, and like you can't even comfort them because they just look so twisted up. I don't want to be put in that position again. So it may be fine for you. Maybe if you stuff some rocks in your ears, you wouldn't hear so much. But it's a long trip with somebody who can only talk about cuticles. Typically, I don't recommend Lance. He is less expensive though. He's only $100 for the same trip, and it would take maybe 5 years longer, so it's not a huge difference. Okay. You put him in the no pile. All right. Well, so for right now, you're considering Myrtle. Okay. Are you comfortable with your face? So, like, if you lost it, we know the transplants are getting better and better. So, I mean, there's a good chance that they could slap a whole new face on there and things would improve. There's a really good chance that your next face would, look less like a tire tread. Again, no offense. No, I have another option for you. I have another option. Hold on, one more. Put the snake away. Zip it up. Zip it. Thank you. He's what now? Well, don't let him do that in here. Send him out. Send him out. Is he housebroken? I can't have that in here. No, the rabbits eat it, and then you can't have rabbits eating that. They turn into gargoyles. Send him out. Will he come back, or do you need to like put a leash on him? Or I got a big rubber band, and then you could just jerk him. No, okay, well, no, that he can push that door open. It's a boulder, but like he's a snake, so he can handle it. Okay. There's one more option. There is cocky young guy. Now, I know that may sound dirty. It's totally not. We have managed to harness the pompous assery of young people and turn it into a self-propelled vehicle. And cocky young guy is the embodiment of that vehicle. Here's cocky young guy now. See? This is cocky young guy. And what we do with him, see how he's sticking his tongue out at this older person back here, and the older person looks like he's wanting to kick him in the butt because he really does. Cocky young guy can put you on his shoulders and carry you across the dimensions and actually get you there a shave off the time that Myrtle can do it. He can get you there 6 months sooner. The only problem with cocky young guy is he will berate you the entire time for being old and past it and tell you that you have no business doing this because you're too old. And there is no way to tune him out. He literally gets inside your head. The rocks will not help with cocky young guy. So I guess if speed is the important thing for you, if speed is important and you can shrug off the stuff that he says to you, this may be the way to go. Cocky young guy is cheaper, I think. Hold on, he has some conditions. Let me look them up. Let me see what his conditions are. Most of them don't have conditions, but he actually does. He said that since he's young that we need to cater to him, not the other way around. He says we're all too old to know that he's fleecing us and that we should just shut up and go away. How old are you? 840. You don't look a day over 600. Okay, approximately how many warts do you have on your fingers? These are his conditions. 42. Well, you've counted them. Do you have names for your warts? Some of them. Okay. How long are the razor blades on your spine? 2. Is that all the way down? All right. And what about your diet? How many rakes do you have per week? And do you have that as a snack or your main meal? Okay. Well, he needs to know what to bring to feed you along the way. How about weed eaters? Once a week? Now, do you prefer to eat the gas ones or the electric ones? He prefers the electric ones because they're lighter. Is that okay? I'm going to put that down. That electric is okay. All right. And again, it's calculating your price. Your price is going to be... Oh, wait. He wants to know if you're hot. I'm going to have to go with NA. It's going to look like I'm putting no, but I'm putting NA. Okay, oops, your rate just went from $38 to $679. Is that good? Okay, $679. So you want to go with Cocky Young Guy? Because if you do, I need to go ahead and book it now. He has very little patience. He also has no attention span whatsoever. I find that to be very common amongst his group. Okay, and you're fine with the constant insults about your age and your looks and being past it and that you have no business doing this. Awesome. You do not have the ability to block him, I'm afraid. We had someone once try to send him off into another dimension, but then he tripped them up and then they ended up falling in there. The last time they were seen, they were in a broom closet. No, they were in a broom closet in the TARDIS, and then they just disappeared, and we don't know. We don't know. Somebody said they saw him in an episode of MASH, but that's not been confirmed. I'm booking Cocky Young Guy, but now I need to know, are we doing the Crystal Falls for sure? You do want to do that? Okay, great. I think that's a wonderful choice. That's a wonderful choice. You and the warthogs are going to love it. Now, are you bringing porcupines? One is a handbag. Okay. You don't have any for suitcases or anything? No, I mean, that's fine. Everybody can use different things if they want. So what are you using for luggage? Do you have a matched set? Boulders. Ooh, avant-garde. Cocky young guy can accommodate that stuff. He will expect you to hold it on your back, though. Is that going to be a problem? Okay, wonderful. Now, as your meal on the trip, we do have one big fat turkey. If you're interested in this, we breed them this way. They're completely round, and they taste like Snickers bars. It will hold you over for at least 100 years. That's going to be an extra 30. Is that okay? I'm going to add that to your total. It's not going to affect your deposit. Don't even worry about that. All right. Now, before I go any further with that, I've got him. These are no-nos. I need to consult my book of the book of formulas. Can you have, no, not that one. It's the one with the wolf on it. Just shoo him off. Don't get your fingers near his mouth. He hasn't had lunch yet. And you kind of look like his treats, no offense. Just sort of gently nudge him on the hindquarters. Just kind of get him off the book. Yeah, gently. Good job. Thank you. Let me see that. All right. How do you feel about sailboats? Do you have any traumatic past events with sailboats? Because I have a wonderful idea for your summer vacation. Now, when were you planning on doing that? Let me look that up. I want to see if that's a good trip for you. You're thinking about going to Gumdrop Lane, okay? You seem a little young for that. That's more for like the older crowd and stuff. Gumdrop Lane. I have special formulas that tell me what the probability is that you will die before you get back. You know the grasses there can cut your arms and legs to ribbons, right? It's not all fun and sugar-coated stuff. Wilfred Brimley lives there permanently now. Yeah, and you can't take a lawnmower either. Okay, if you go there this summer, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen to you. Are you taking all the warthogs? Are you taking any loaves of bread? Okay, let me get to that page. Yeah, I think you're going to be okay. The demons are going to run a little rough. Well, all is not lost. You can still do Gumdrop Lane, but you're going to need a way to ward off the demons, I'm afraid. I have just the thing for you. That's why you come to me. That's why I'm everyone's travel agent, because I'm prepared for everything. I have special gems. Look at these. Look at this one. Don't touch it. Don't touch it. Actually, if you touch it, blood will start pouring from your fingernails. And I just cleaned my counter off here. My desk is just clean. You can't touch it because I'm special and you're not. This one wouldn't work for you anyway. Maybe after you become more cool. This one might work for you though. Now, this is an extra special one here. These are all an additional $100. I know they look like plastic. They're not plastic. These are mystical plasma from outer space. Very rare. I'm the only one who has these. This one I think is perfect for you for your trip to Gumdrop Lane. These will keep the demons away. And if you have this on your person, it will keep the grass from cutting your arms and legs. Although if they shave some of the hair off, I don't think it would be the worst thing that could happen. You know, maybe you run a bush hog or something over those legs before vacation. That'd be great. Because when you go out there in the universe, you're not just representing yourself, you're representing me. And if people know that I sent you there, they're going to look at you and go, ew, you know, it's like you could roll them up with curlers and have a perm. And it's going to make me look bad because they're going to think I didn't tell you. And if I won't tell you, who will? So take a bush hog to the legs. Tell you what, if you do that, I will let you have this at no additional charge. Yeah, you can touch it. Yeah, it's very smooth. It's very cool to the touch and it's very smooth. Well, I'm going to let you have this, but you have to promise that you're going to do something about that horrid mess there. Oh, it's not hair, it's worms. Cool. Can you at least pluck a few of them out? So do you have like a total system collapse if you remove those? Or it's none of my business, none of my business. Well, if you would just try to neaten that up, that would be wonderful. I'm still going to give you this. Okay. Let me look here. Gumdrop Lane. Are you looking at going to the eastern half? Now you have to choose between east and west here. And you have to stay in that part. You can't go back and forth unless you pay the full package price. There's no need to go back and forth. Look, the full package price for that is going to be $4,700. That's for the eastern and western. But if you only pick one half, it's only going to be $2,000. You're thinking about staying 6 days. Yeah, that's what I was pricing it at, $2,000. It is all you can eat, but with the warthogs, you're going to have to pay an extra per warthog charge. So if you're thinking about taking 7, that's going to be an additional $70 total. That's not bad. So it's $10 each. Not bad. So do you want to do that? Okay. I'm going to add in I don't need names. That's okay. We just need to know how many. Great. Okay. Now to get to Gumdrop Lane, as you may know, it can be a very perilous journey. We do not recommend going without a guide. There are people who have attempted it. The only one who ever made it back was Alex Trebek, and we still don't understand how he managed to do that. He didn't have a card to tell him the answers or anything. He just managed to find his way back, and it was truly remarkable. Had to be the hot dogs. I know. That's what I said too. Had to be the hot dogs. There's no explanation for it that makes sense other than that. I hear he's actually kind of a blithering idiot. I mean, I don't know. I have no way to substantiate that. Either way, you have different modes of transportation. Again, this, just like the Crystal Falls. You can take the water route. We do have the current that you can take. the Celestial Current. And we have a mermaid guide. Now, she looks very pleasant. There's only one problem with her. She does have it's almost like a tick, where occasionally she'll look at you and gaze at you all nice and happy like this, and then all of a sudden she'll just haul off and smack the crap out of you. She's supposed to be taking medication to make it better, but I mean, people keep coming back with handprints on their faces. Something is not working. But she's a very good guide in the Aqua Current. So if you go in the Celestial Current, she's great. Now it's going to, even with the slapping, I think she charges quite a bit. Hold on. It's $350. Okay. Her name is Carmen, by the way. Now, if you're not interested in Carmen and, Miss Slappy Slap, we do have this guide. Now, this one can be a little bit bitey. The good thing about this guide, this is Carl. Carl literally just chases you through the Celestial Current, and you're so terrified of having the back half of you bitten off that you just swim faster than you have ever swum in your life. He has a super big mouth. She's really afraid of him, and she calls him a jackass, and it actually hurts his feelings because he's actually very tender-hearted. If you've never seen a shark cry, it's really disturbing. Carl only charges $100. So, I mean, you're going to get a really good workout. I would recommend boning up on your spin classes first. Maybe practice sprinting around the track or whatever you need to do before you jump in the current. It's only $100. You get a great workout, and it's pretty inexpensive, and he will get you there really fast if you make it there all in one piece, because if he catches you, he will literally bite you in half. And we don't give deposits back when that happens. So Carl, at the moment, because this is kind of late in the season, these are really the only two options I have for you. Yeah, no. Don't touch it. Stop. See, you got slime on it. I wasn't ready for that yet. It's late in the season. Personally, what kind of budget are you on? Is money like really tight? You want to go with the mermaid? Okay, all right. I'm not going to tell Carl. No, I'm not telling Carl anything. You're going to have to tell him, because he's going to cry, and I hate cleaning up shark tears. It's really awkward. Because when a shark cries, it's oh God, no, you're going to find out. Yeah, no, I'm not. All right. We get to Accommodations in Gumdrop Lane. Now, you know that the houses there are so charming. I love going there. I love Gumdrop Lane because the houses are so cute. Of course, the one that most people go with is the gingerbread house. Yes, and all of this is edible. You have little candy canes, you have lollipops, and of course the gingerbread and the icing, all you can eat. And if you eat up your house, you can just go to your neighbor's house and start eating it too. It's like there's plenty for everyone. There's only one drawback to that. These guys, okay, they get really mad and upset because you're eating their houses or whatever. I find the best way to deal with them is to just go outside and get one of these giant candy canes, because the candy canes are about as big as they are. The proportions here are not right. Grab one of those giant candy canes and just smack him upside the head really hard. And either the candy cane will break or his head will pop off. But either way, you will make your point, and he will probably leave you alone. So, well, I don't know that you have any other options at this point. Let me see. Why don't you want to stay in a gingerbread house? I know. You have to be so difficult. No one stays in tortilla chip houses. That's not even a thing. I'll look, but look, 0 results found. No. Cracker Jacks. That's not even a building material. Nobody builds anything with Cracker Jacks. I'll look. What a shock. No results found. You're going to have to go with the gingerbread, sweetheart. Okay, gingerbread. Now, do you need single occupancy or double occupancy? No, the warthogs cannot stay in there. Unless they're house trained. Are they house trained? They use the porcupines. All right. Are you going to have a sufficient number of porcupines for that? Okay. You're going to need double occupancy. Well, you can't have that many organisms living in one gingerbread house. It's not sanitary. Yeah, nobody knows about that. The notebook paper's not going to work. Now, for meals, if you get tired of gingerbread, sometimes people do, we do offer baskets of fish and bread like this. The only problem is the fish talk in Gumdrop Lane. All along Gumdrop Lane, they have these talking fish like this, and you can see their mouths are open because they're already getting ready to say something. It's only a picture, and they're already ready to trap you with their opinion and make you listen all day. They're very tasty, but I would recommend if you get the bread and fish basket, go ahead and eat their head first. I know it's difficult with all the bones and everything, but once you eat their mouth, they stop talking. It's really great, and then you can enjoy the rest of their body without having to listen to them yap, yap, yap. And all they talk about are frisbees, and it's exhausting. And just, well, what does a fish know about a frisbee anyway? I would figure they would talk about, I don't know, minnows or electric eels or something, but all they ever talk about is frisbees. It's disgusting. So that's why we give you this jar of buttons. I did not want you to touch it earlier. You got slime on it. This is a container of buttons, and it's from Crafter Square Notions. Look at these beautiful buttons. I don't know how many are in here, but these are really good to throw at the gingerbread men. And if you stick them in the gumdrops, no one else will eat them, and you can save them for later. You know, you can go down the lane and pick the colors that you like. Like, personally, I like the red ones and the yellow ones. The rest I don't really care for. Like the green ones, they're nasty. So I would take my buttons and I go in and you just wedge them down in the gumdrop. And no one will want to eat it because they'll think it's like cooties or something. They won't know who put it there. And then you can come back later and just eat it at your leisure. Okay, hold on. The buttons, you have to buy the entire container. The buttons are going to be an additional... hold on. It's not off season, so it's going to be a little more. There's a real demand for the buttons this time of year. You know, this is the time of year that the gumdrops are the best. You go in the winter and they're a little shriveled and they're not so great, and tourism is way down, so you can really just pick and choose your gumdrops. You don't have to wedge buttons in them to save them. They're going to be an extra $40. Now, this is easily a 6-day supply. If you can't get 6 days worth of gumdrop eaten out of this, you have a serious problem, and Wilford Brimley is just going to come move in with you while you're there because you're going to need to know about diabetes big time. Okay, I'm going to add that to your bill. Now let's talk about transportation. No, we've got that covered. We're doing the mermaid to get you to the Gumdrop Lane, but oops, sorry, I kicked G.I. Joe. He hates it when I do that. He thinks I'm flirting. I'm totally not. He needs to get out from under my feet. When you get ready to go to the shopping district, now I know everybody loves to go to the shopping district. That's where we get all our clothespins, of course. I know that's where all the good clothespins come from. When you get ready to go shopping for clothespins, you're going to need transportation. Now, unfortunately, we do not have a celestial current to the clothespin district. Not at this point. We're hoping in a few years we will. Right now we don't. We do have some options to get you to the clothespin district. Let me tell you what they are. Since it is off season for Santa, we actually have Santa available to transport you to the clothespin district. The only problem is he will only come with 2 reindeer. And these are scabs because the reindeer are on strike right now. I think their demands are ridiculous. They want a professional antler buffer for each of them. I think they're just reaching now. I think they're just striking to be striking, and well, striking at this time of year is not going to do any good anyway. They're going to have to carry the strike on through Christmas. But since they're trying to get their antler buffers, they are not willing to participate with pulling the sleigh. So we have these 2 scab deer right here, and you can see from their lifeless eyes that they don't feel good about what they're doing. Because their antlers, their antlers need to be buffed too, and they're conflicted, but they need the money, so they're willing to do it. Santa's grinning like there's no problem because he likes to ignore problems and hope that they go away. Mrs. Claus says that's one of his biggest flaws. I'm trying to stay out of it personally. Now, if you want Santa and the Scabs to take you to the clothespin district, how many trips are you planning on making during your 6-day stay? 47 trips. Usually when I go there, when I stay at Gumdrop Lane, I usually end up going to the clothespin district at least 10 times a day. But, I'm a bit of a clothespin fanatic. Can't help myself. You can get a discount since you're going that many. Anything over 40, each trip is going to be $18. Does that work? I'm going to go ahead and put that in there then. All right, great. How do you feel about having additional roommates in your gingerbread house? Because I'm thinking of a formula here. According to my formula, you are 47% less likely to be dismembered if you have roommates on your trip to Gumdrop Lane. And you look lovely in one piece. Now, I don't know how easily you can get yourself back together after dismemberment. You're interested in that? Well, it just so happens that I have some people who want to go the same time you do. It's these folks. Now, I know they look a little weird. They do look a little weird, you're right. But we can't judge people. I mean, you came in here with your tentacles and slime, and I didn't judge you by that. I don't know. Your tire tread countenance there. That's just part of you, honey. That's all you. We've got the Cowardly Lion, Dorothy, the Tin Man, and the Scarecrow. And they're all looking to go to Gumdrop Lane the same week that you are. Now, they're a very interesting group. They're going to talk about this witch, if you choose to room with them. They're going to talk about this witch right here. Now, from what I understand, somebody dropped a house on her sister. We don't know anything about her except she had these striped socks and some shoes that everybody keeps talking about. Now, I have seen these shoes. I did not think they were that big of a deal. Everybody wanted these shoes. So they're going to talk about her. That's the Wicked Witch of the West. Now, if you can tolerate cocky young guy insulting you, I don't think hearing about the Wicked Witch of the West is going to be that hard. You could just maybe make a few more trips to the clothespin district, and then you won't have to be around them to listen to it. Or you could, I don't know, accidentally feed them a bad gumdrop, and then they'll go off to the infirmary for a few days. It's worth a shot. You may not get caught. If they catch people feeding other people poisoned gumdrops, they do throw you in with the alligators. Most people get out, though, because alligators are actually kind of slow this time of year. So you'd probably be able to get out before they ate you. At the very most, you might lose a tentacle, but, so what? They grow back pretty fast, don't they? I thought they did. They're very slimy, so I figured they would. Now, there is a chance, because Dorothy is with them, that one of these things is going to show up. Now, this thing can travel across dimensions. This is a flying monkey. Now, I know he looks really cute and cuddly. Don't try to cuddle this thing. It will fly in and rip your head off. Literally rip your head off. and he'll try to pick you up with his little monkey feet and fly off with you. And he will take you back to that Wicked Witch of the West. And I'm thinking these things don't exactly know. And if you look like Dorothy, which you don't, but I mean, when you go on over to that dimension, you might change somewhat. But stay away from any flying monkeys that you may see, because they are not like your replacement for Santa and the scab deer. You're not going to have a replacement. It may try to tell you that's what it is, but don't fall for it. Now, this is a sensitive subject, I know, but we have to talk about it. Tips. Now, we do not include tips in these prices. You have to tip yourself, okay? You have to decide how much to tip. Now, that's a common question. What do I tip all these creatures? Well, typically I would do 20%. But now, because you're extra, I don't even know, homely. I don't even like the word homely, but there's sort of a visage tax. So for you, I would do 25-30%, just because it might be a little bit rougher on them to transport you, because they're going to have to look at you and stuff. It's not your fault, but I would do 30, maybe 35% extra. That I would do maybe 40. Let's say 40. So you're going to tip 40% on the standard rates to these folks, okay? And I'm going to print out a handy little calculation sheet that will show you exactly how much to give, okay? That way you don't have to figure it out. You don't have to try to do the math. You'll just have it right there, okay? Now, you're going to need this to validate your parking. It is a plastic chain, I know. Here comes your snake back. Okay, come on back up. Please make sure he goes in that bag. He might see this thing and think it's a girl snake and want to come up here, and I cannot have another snake bite today. I've reached my limit already, and it's only 9:30. This will validate your parking. Okay, take it in your good hand. No, the other one. No, the other one. There you go. Let me drop. No, put it on the floor. Let me drop it in there. That's good. That's, wow. Okay. So, we've got everything all arranged for your summer trip and your spring break, I think. Now, your deposit today, let me tell you what you're going to have to pay today. There's your total. That's your deposit. All right? Just, no, throw the rock down in that well right there, and that will, no, we don't have a chip. You have to throw the rock in the well. Hoping we'll get a new chip reader soon, but right now throw it down in the well. Good. I'm going to reprint your receipt right there. It's going to come out on Twizzler paper. Just pull it slowly or it'll break. There you go. All right, wonderful. Take your gem. Don't forget that. Put it in. Yeah, there. Oh. Well, maybe it'll pass on through his system and you'll be able to salvage it. I don't have any more. I was willing to give you that one for free, and you can get it out of the snake somehow. Anyway, thank you so much for coming and working with me today. I hope that your vacations are fantastic. I know they're going to be. Don't forget the rakes. Leave the burgers there. And roll the boulder out of the way. Wonderful. Okay, take your slime. Take your slime too. I don't have enough buckets. Take the slime. Great. Wonderful. Thank you again.